Did you know the Bible has more than 2,000 verses about money? And no, these aren't just old lessons from the past. They are clear guidelines that still work today. Today, I'm going to show you 11 proven biblical lessons on how to save, invest, and not waste what God gives you. And I promise you that what you learn here could change the way you handle money forever. Lesson number 1. Saving and planning is wise. The story of Joseph is probably one of the clearest examples of how the Bible teaches saving and planning. He interpreted Pharaoh's dream and saw that 7 years of plenty were coming, followed by 7 years of famine. His advice was simple yet powerful. Set aside 1/5 of all the harvest during the years of plenty. That is 20%. Yes, that same 20% rule that personal finance experts recommend. Today was already being practiced thousands of years ago. Joseph not only saved Egypt from famine, but turned a crisis into prosperity, showing that planning and saving is not just theory, it's survival and success. Setting aside a portion of what you receive is also a way to prepare for the unexpected. Proverbs 21:20 says that the wise store up choice food and oil, while the foolish gulp theirs down. Saving 20% not only builds an emergency fund, also teaches discipline and foresight. If you want to protect your money and grow what God gives you, learning to save like Joseph is not optional, it's essential. Lesson number 2. Avoid debt that enslaves. The Bible is clear. Debt can become a chain that ties down your freedom. Proverbs 22:7 says, "The borrower is slave to the lender," and there's no way to soften that truth. When you depend on loans to live, you lose control over your decisions and your future. Avoiding debt doesn't mean avoiding investment. It means not handing your freedom to someone else. Being careful with money is also being wise and obedient to God. The lesson is simple. If you want peace of mind and the freedom to make decisions without pressure, stay away from debt that enslaves you. The Bible doesn't give vague advice. It gives warnings that still apply today. Controlling your spending and living within your means is not limiting, it's smart. Learning to manage what you have keeps others from controlling your life. Make financial freedom a biblical principle, not a luxury. If you've made it this far and this video is giving you value, subscribe to the Biblical Finances channel and tell me in the comments what you're learning. Lesson number 3. Money should not be life's goal. The Bible gives a clear message. You cannot serve God and money at the same time. Matthew 6 verse 24 states it plainly. And it's not casual advice, it's a warning. When money becomes your goal, you start living to gather more, not to obey God. Remember, money is a tool, not an idol, and using it wisely reflects your wisdom and faith. Putting God first changes the way you handle everything else. Having money is not wrong, but chasing it like a god is. The Bible teaches that true wealth lies in obedience, character, and God's provision. When we understand this, we use our finances to bless others, not to trap ourselves. Keeping the Lord as a priority ensures that money works for you, not you for it. That is the difference between prospering with purpose or simply accumulating for its own sake. Lesson number 4. Work to earn it. The Bible is direct about laziness. There are no shortcuts to prosperity. Proverbs 6:10-11 warns that a little sleep, a little slumber, and poverty will come on you like a thief. Being lazy is not just harmful to your finances, it's a real threat to your life and stability. If you want money and security, you will need to work for it with discipline and consistency. The Bible shows us that diligence opens doors that laziness could never reach. Working doesn't just mean surviving, it means using your time and talents to create value. Wealth gained without effort has no foundation. Wealth that comes from honest work reflects obedience to God. Laziness brings scarcity, while discipline creates opportunities and security. In other words, your effort is an investment backed by God. Ignoring this means living at the mercy of chance, and the Bible teaches us to take charge of our life and resources. Lesson number 5, be a good steward of money. The Bible teaches that money does not truly belong to us. We are simply its managers. Luke 16:11 asks, if we are not faithful with what belongs to others, who will give us what is ours? Being a good steward means planning, spending wisely, and using resources in ways that honor God. It's not only about saving or investing, it's about making smart and responsible decisions with what He entrusts to us. The way you manage your money reflects your character and obedience. Being a good steward also means avoiding waste and prioritizing what truly matters. The Bible shows that whoever manages little well can be trusted with much. This means being aware, organized, and strategic with every resource that comes into your life. Failing to do so wastes opportunities and potential. Learning to manage money well is one of the most practical ways to honor God and protect your financial future. Lesson number 6. Work with diligence and honesty. The Bible is clear. Steady and honest effort brings results. Proverbs 10:4 says, lazy hands make for poverty, but diligent hands bring wealth. It's not just about working hard, but about working with focus, consistency, and integrity in everything you do. Negligence and shortcuts may look tempting, but they always lead to scarcity. God blesses diligence, and that includes your finances and your reputation. Being diligent doesn't just mean finishing tasks, but doing so with excellence and honesty. Every responsible and ethical action is an investment that builds trust and opportunities. The Bible teaches that those who work carefully and well will eventually see abundant results. Ignoring this risks stability and wastes potential. Your honest effort is more than work. It's a biblical principle that multiplies what God gives you. Lesson number 7, be generous and God will bless. The Bible teaches that generosity is not optional. It's a principle that brings blessing. Luke 6:38 says, give and it will be given to you, pressed down, shaken together, and running over. Giving with a sincere heart not only helps others, but opens the door to spiritual and material abundance. Generosity is a divine investment. What you give comes back to you multiplied, often in ways you didn't expect. Ignoring this means missing chances to grow and be blessed. Being generous also changes your character and view of money. The Bible shows that those who selfishly hoard risk becoming trapped in scarcity and anxiety. Giving doesn't mean weakening yourself. It means using your resources to create impact and blessing. Every act of generosity reflects obedience to God and increases your capacity to receive. In other words, true prosperity begins when you learn to give from the heart. Lesson number 8, trust God, not just your wealth. The Bible clearly warns, do not put your trust in money, because it can vanish in an instant. Psalm 62 verse 10 says, do not trust in extortion or put vain hope in stolen goods. Though your riches increase, do not set your heart on them. The problem isn't having money, but depending on it as if it were your security. Money can bring comfort, but only God can give you peace. When you trust your resources more than your Creator, sooner or later you end up empty inside. True stability doesn't come from a bank account, but from firm faith. The Bible teaches that trusting in God sustains you even when everything else fails. He is the one who provides, opens doors, and preserves what money cannot buy. Having wealth is not wrong, but worshipping it is. Learn to enjoy what you have without losing sight of who gave it to you. Your trust should be in God, not in your balance. Lesson number 9, share with those in need. The Bible teaches that helping those in need is a direct way to honor God. Proverbs 19:17 says, "Whoever is kind to the poor lends to the Lord, and he will reward them." Giving to the needy is not a loss. It's a heavenly investment. Every act of compassion and generosity is a seed that God Himself multiplies. When you help others, you become a channel of blessing and open the door to spiritual and material rewards. Money should not sit still. It should flow to create impact and hope. Sharing with those who suffer shows gratitude and faith, because you recognize that everything you have comes from God. The Bible makes it clear that whoever gives to the poor is in reality giving to God, and He never falls short. Do not ignore the suffering of others. Use your resources to make a difference. A generous heart is never empty. It is always rewarded. Lesson number 10, seek wisdom. The Bible teaches that true wealth is not in money, but in wisdom. In the story of Solomon, God said to him, "Ask for whatever you want." Anyone else might have asked for riches, power, or fame, but Solomon asked for wisdom. Because of that decision, God also gave him wealth, honor, and dominion. This shows that when you seek wisdom first, material blessings follow naturally. Wisdom is the foundation on which all lasting prosperity is built. Many today want results without knowledge, but the Bible makes it clear that ignorance comes at a high price. Wisdom teaches you to invest wisely, make sound decisions, and manage with purpose. Proverbs 3:13 says, "Blessed is the one who finds wisdom." In other words, those who seek it prosper. Before asking for money, ask for understanding, because wisdom gives you what money cannot buy: guidance, stability, and God's favor. Lesson number 11, seek first the kingdom of God. The Bible gives us a formula that never fails. Put God first, and everything else will fall into place. Matthew 6:33 says, "But seek first His kingdom and His righteousness, and all these things will be given to you as well." This includes your finances, your projects, and your dreams. When your priority is God, He ensures your needs are met in a just and timely way. This isn't about religion. It's about principles that unlock real blessing. Many chase money and end up empty, but those who seek God find provision and purpose. He is not against prosperity. He is against placing prosperity above Him. When God takes first place, the rest of your life finds balance. Your faith, decisions, and resources begin to line up. True abundance comes when you let God be your priority, not your last resort. The Bible doesn't just teach about faith, it also teaches how to manage money wisely. If you apply these principles, you will see real results: peace, guidance, and stability. God doesn't want you to live in fear of the future, but with purpose and trust in Him. If this video helped you, subscribe to the Biblical Finances channel, and let's keep learning together how to live our finances according to biblical principles.